Shoplifting is rising in Richmond, up 60% compared to this time last year. Merchants will tell you the real number is probably even higher because a lot just goes unreported. Richmond reporter Henry Graff is on your side at 6, talking to business owners about the growing issue and how they're fighting back.
Merchants here in Carytown tell me they are feeling the impact of shoplifting, one store going as far as reconfiguring its layout to curb theft. Inside Bestie's, a unique gift store, owners say they've had to reconfigure their entire layout due to shoplifting. Now, merchandise targeted in the past is in the back, along with 9 security cameras to keep an eye on everyone. This type of theft is climbing in the city, with police dealing with more than 1,000 cases so far this year. And merchants say a lot of these crimes go underreported.
Unfortunately, you're going to have shoplifters. We definitely notice it during the times we have big events.
At 10,000 Villages, Executive Director Aisha Ekbal says shoplifting is an issue anytime there's increased foot traffic like the holidays, or even during an annual event like the Watermelon Festival each summer.
We have wonderful volunteers that come in, and so we just staff up with volunteers and staff for the holiday. Make sure we have people at the front entrance, kind of walking around, making sure that people have, their gift shopping bags, so that we see the product is going in there and not in their purses or anything else.
Richmond police help train merchants on how to spot a shoplifter and what to do next. Officers also step up patrols along the Carytown main drag, like they did last year, talking to shoppers and merchants about what to watch out for this time of year.
So we have good protocol. We train our staff and volunteers based on that.
Police also stress security cameras are a benefit only, though, if they are working and recording. On your side in Carytown, I'm Henry Graff, NBC 12 News.